morning.
Good morning.
Oh, hi, Jimmy.
Hi, John.
One of our musicians today, Jimmy Collier, and I go back many years, many years, to Toastmasters. He actually tried to teach me how to talk around the foot that was usually in my mouth.
It was the other way around.
I don't think so. The buzzwords for the month of July are creativity, ideas, and source. These got me thinking about manifesting our own reality, which are also buzzwords that we use quite often. I remember one day, many years ago, when I needed to go to Angie for advice. I had been up to my knees in alligators for weeks. The universe was sending me negative signals and asteroids were falling in my flower garden. I was so irritable my dog wouldn't look at me, let alone my husband.
That's bad.
The moment I walked into Angie's office, I started to wail. Angie, I've lost my spirituality. I'm just joined. He didn't laugh. I think men learn this at a very young age, never to laugh at wailing women with mascara running down their faces. Angie, I can't seem to make it work. I don't know what to do. I can't seem to do it. And I went on like this for several minutes, lamenting my ineffectual prayer treatments. Finally, Angie reached out and gently patted my hand, and in a very soft voice said, Janna, you will have to step aside. Step aside. That's all he said. But it was my cue to let go and let God. Down through the years, I've learned to practice letting go more and more, or stepping aside. We've all got to the point somewhere in our lives where we have tried everything we can think of to make this thing work the way we wanted to, and we finally just give up and turn it over because we just can't do it ourselves. One of the interesting things that I have learned over these years is that when I turn it over, let go and let God, step aside before the situation is out of hand, I get the same results, or better, without all the frustration and agony and whatever that I have piled into this attachment to an outcome. I have a theory about that. When we were born, not merely this lifetime, but hundreds, maybe thousands of lifetimes ago, at the creation of man, the divine creator instilled within each of us a part of himself. I call it the God particle in our DNA. There are other names, soul, inner being. One of my particular favorites is genius. Today, a person is considered a genius if his intellect is very high, like an Einstein, or if his creative talents are extreme, like a Michelangelo. But in the 14th century, when this word was first recorded, genius meant that spirit which watched over each person from birth. Therefore, a person wasn't singled out because he was a spirit. He was special because he had a genius. I should have said he wasn't singled out because he was a genius. It was because he had a genius, a higher self. I believe it is that genius that works through us. It's our genius that does the creating. Our bodies, our actions, our minds, our thoughts, they're not really ours. They are the tools, the instruments of our genius. It is our genius that does the creating. In the words of Joel Goldsmith, our only job is to know the truth. Everything else is God's responsibility. In the words of Janna Lewis, step aside, let your genius do the work.